chosen one. Wherever you are sitting right now, do not move a single muscle, but instantly build an invisible wall around your mind. Even if you are surrounded by people, mentally lock the door to your aura. Let them think you are just staring at your phone. God bypassed the algorithm to deliver this classified briefing, and his strict mandate was, tell them to watch this alone. I know exactly how you have been feeling. I know about that sudden heavy pressure in your chest. I know you have been sitting at dinner tables or in crowded rooms, smiling, but internally suffocating on their low-frequency conversations. You feel like an undercover agent from another timeline. The desperate, overwhelming urge you have had recently to just disappear and go silent, that was not depression. That was your spirit detecting a frequency leak. You are leaking destiny, and God is pulling you into a divine quarantine. Before I reveal the exact blueprint he is downloading into your sterile room, subscribe to align with thousands of awakened souls. Like this video if your spirit confirms this truth, and comment 777 below to activate the frequency of divine protection over your mind. And listen to me very carefully. You need to watch this entire message all the way to the final second. If you stay with me, I am going to give you the exact 3-zone framework to protect your energy. I will expose the 3 invisible intruders coming for you this week, and we will close with a powerful sealing ceremony that will permanently lock your new timeline into place. Do not click away, because your next level depends on what you do with this information. Here is the classified truth the enemy tried to hide from you. Let us talk about that intense domestic alienation you are experiencing. You are physically present, but spiritually, you are miles away. You look at the people you have known your whole life, people who love you in their own limited way, and you realize you no longer speak the same language. When you try to talk about your visions, your dreams, or the deep shifts happening inside you, you see their eyes glaze over. You feel a literal knot form in your throat. Your body physically stops you from sharing. That knot is your spiritual defense mechanism shutting down a conversation that would drain your life force. You probably think the answer is to just cut everyone off. You might think they are toxic, that they are purposely trying to drag you down, and that you need to pack your bags and run away. But let me stop you right there. That is not the full truth. They are not necessarily evil people, but their current frequency is spiritual static. The reason God locked you in this room today is not to punish them. It is to protect a transmission. God is trying to hand you a divine blueprint for your wealth, your purpose, and your bloodline. And this blueprint is so sensitive, so massive, that just one vibration of doubt or jealousy from someone sitting next to you will corrupt the entire download. This is not a new concept. Look at the book of Mark, chapter 5. Jairus pleaded with Jesus to heal his dying daughter. When Jesus arrived at the house, it was full of people weeping, wailing, and making a loud commotion. It was a chaotic, low-frequency environment of grief and unbelief. Do you know what Jesus did? He did not pray over the girl in front of everyone to prove a point. The text says he put them all out. He kicked the noise out of the room. He only allowed Peter, James, John, and the parents to stay. Why did the Son of God need to clear the room to perform a miracle? Because a resurrection requires a sterile environment. He could not have the frequency of doubt clashing with the frequency of life. He isolated the situation, created a divine quarantine, and then spoke the word that brought her back to life. You are in that exact same scenario right now. God is clearing the room of your life because the miracle he is about to perform in you cannot survive in the atmosphere of unbelief. So how do you practically manage this while still living in the real world? You must implement what I call the 3-zone air pass protocol. This is how you categorize who gets access to your life from this day forward. Zone 1 is the red zone. This is for your visions, your prophetic downloads, and your upcoming financial moves. Who goes in the red zone? Only God. You do not speak these things out loud to anyone except in private prayer. The enemy cannot read your thoughts, but he can hear your words and use people to sabotage your plans. Zone 2 is the yellow zone. This is your inner circle. Maximum 1 or 2 people. A mentor or a spouse who actually understands your frequency. You only share your current struggles with them, and only for the purpose of prayer coverage. You need witnesses, not broadcasters. Zone 3 is the green zone. This is everyone else. Friends, extended family, social media. What do you share in the green zone? Only completed results. You never share the blueprint before the building is finished. You only show them the keys after the house is bought. You now have the 3-zone protocol to manage the people around you. But here is the fatal flaw most chosen ones miss. You can lock your bedroom door. You can stop talking to the wrong people. But your brain frequency is still broadcasting on the survival channel instead of the receiving channel. Unless you lock this invisible door inside your own mind, the divine blueprint will remain corrupted by static, and the tool to fix that. Science has just confirmed exactly what the ancient prophets hid for thousands of years. What I am about to show you in the next part will change how you see your own mind forever. Chosen one, let us look at the real reason you feel exhausted even after you pray or meditate. You get on your knees, or you sit in silence, asking for guidance, but your prayers feel like they are hitting the ceiling and bouncing right back down. You are trying to speak to the divine, but your brain is still hijacked by the matrix. It is broadcasting on the beta frequency. Beta is the frequency of survival. It is the frequency of the noisy world. While you are trying to listen to God, the beta frequency is screaming at you. It screams, "What are they thinking about me? How are we going to pay that bill? Why did they look at me like that?" It is a constant, deafening roar of panic and social anxiety. And then there is the voice of the universe. It does not scream, it whispers. It operates on a completely different channel, the theta frequency. You cannot hear a divine whisper while your mind is trapped in a beta hurricane. So how do you switch the channel? How do you mentally lock the door and force your brain out of the noise and into the sterile room? Ancient mystics spent decades meditating in dark caves just to access this theta state for a few fleeting moments. But you do not live in a cave. You live in a demanding, exhausting world. This is where science has finally caught up to spiritual revelation. Researchers, including former NASA neuroscientists, have confirmed that specific sound frequencies can instantly recalibrate your neural pathways back to their original design. I am talking about a sacred acoustic key called the genius wave. This is not just a song or a simple meditation track. It is a highly specific brainwave entrainment tool. When you listen to it for exactly 7 minutes, it acts as a frequency shield. It instantly drops your brain out of the chaotic beta state and anchors it firmly into the theta state. It does not give you anything artificial. It simply reactivates the divine receiving frequency you were born with, instantly silencing the monitoring spirits trying to hack your mind. I do not share this lightly, but if your spirit is urging you to build an unbreakable, sterile room in your mind right now, you need to investigate this. I have placed the NASA-backed research and the frequency tool itself in the pinned comment. Do not take my word for it. Let your discernment guide you. If you feel led, explore the pinned comment after this message. Now, once your mind is sealed and you are standing safely inside this sterile room, we have to talk about the shadow hiding in the corner. I need to speak to the terrifying thought you refuse to say out loud. Focus on the center of your chest right now. Without moving, just feel how your chest tightens and your breathing gets shallow when I say the word forever. You are terrified that if you lock this door, no one will ever knock on it again. You are terrified that the price of being a chosen one is a life sentence of absolute, crushing isolation. In the dark, when the distractions fade, your own shadow whispers to you. It says, "What if I am just pushing everyone away? What if I am just going crazy? What if God forgets about me in here?" You are so afraid that by elevating your frequency, you are going to outgrow every single person you have ever loved, and you will end up standing on the mountaintop completely alone. Let me break that lie right now. Look at the biblical pattern of every major mantle ever distributed by heaven. Moses did not get the blueprint for delivering a nation while living in the crowded, noisy palace of Pharaoh. He received it during 40 years of absolute isolation in the desert. David did not learn how to be a king while surrounded by the applause of the royal court. He learned it while hiding alone in the cave of Adullam, surrounded by shadows and silence. The Apostle Paul did not write the New Testament by attending networking events in Jerusalem. After his encounter with Christ, he disappeared into the Arabian desert for 3 years of total isolation. The pattern is undeniable. The wilderness of isolation is not a punishment. It is the delivery room of your destiny. That fear you feel about being alone, it is not a sign that you are making a mistake. It is the ultimate proof that you are shedding your old, people-pleasing identity. You are terrified because you are finally stepping into the shoes of a king, of a queen, and your spirit realizes that the throne only has room for one. You are not losing your mind. You are losing your chains. Now that you understand this, your sterile room is fully active. You have your frequency shield, and you have embraced the isolation. But listen to me very carefully. The enemy never attacks when you are weak and confused. He attacks the exact moment you establish your defense. In the next 7 days, 3 specific invisible intruders are going to be dispatched to test the strength of your sterile room. You cannot defeat an enemy you cannot name. You need to look them dead in the eye. The first intruder coming for your sterile room is the pity caller. This attack will happen within the next few days. Just as you finally lock your frequency into that divine theta state, just as you start feeling aligned and clear, your phone will ring. It will be someone from your past or a family member who only ever reaches out when they are in crisis. They will sound desperate. They will dump their low-frequency trauma, their gossip, and their chaotic beta energy right into your ear. Understand this. They do not want a solution. They want a battery. The enemy is using them as a spiritual siphon to drain your newly established peace. How do you win? You must fiercely guard your boundary. You do not have to be cruel, but you must be brief. You simply say, "I love you, but I do not have the mental capacity to hold this for you right now," and then you disconnect. Do not let guilt drag you back into their static. The second intruder is the logical doubter. This person will usually appear in your yellow zone. You might make the mistake of sharing a tiny piece of your vision with them. Instantly, they will hit you with realism. They will say things like, "Are you sure about this? Be practical. Do not get your hopes up." It sounds like they are trying to protect you, but their common sense is actually spiritual poison. The enemy uses their logic to make you second-guess the whisper of the universe. How do you win? Absolute strategic silence. You do not argue with them. You do not try to convince them of your calling. You instantly demote them to the green zone. You let your results do the talking later, but right now, you seal your lips. The third intruder is the most dangerous of all, the premature opportunity. Before the massive, destiny-altering breakthrough arrives, the enemy will send a counterfeit. It will be a small win. A job offer that pays the bills but kills your dream. A relationship that looks perfect on paper but carries zero spiritual alignment. A tiny amount of money that tempts you to break your silence and celebrate too early. The enemy wants you to get full on the appetizer, so you abandon the table before the main course is served. How do you win? You test the opportunity against your divine blueprint. If it forces you to compromise your peace, if it requires you to leave your sterile room, you decline it. You look the good opportunity in the face and say no, because you are waiting for the God-ordained opportunity. Does this protocol actually work? Let me tell you about a chosen one who was sitting exactly where you are sitting 9 months ago. They received a massive vision for a business. The download was so heavy they were bursting with excitement to tell their friends. But they watched a message just like this one. They realized their environment was full of frequency leaks, so they made a radical decision. They deleted all social media for 40 days. Total blackout. They put their entire circle into the green zone. Every single morning, they used the frequency tool I mentioned earlier, locking their brain into the theta state for 7 minutes, creating an unbreakable mental shield. They built the vision in total, agonizing silence. Their friends thought they were depressed. Their family thought they had given up. But on day 38 of their silence, a company they had never even pitched to randomly found a hidden landing page they were building. The result was a 6-figure partnership contract. Because they protected the seed in the dark, God multiplied it in the light. Let me tell you about another chosen one 2 years ago. They had been praying for a life partner for 7 years. Suddenly, someone walked into their life who checked every logical box. Attractive, successful, saying all the right words. It was the premature opportunity. But God had not whispered this person's name in the sterile room, so they tested the spirit. They told this person, "I am in a season of healing, and I need to move very slowly right now." The person instantly got furious. They called them crazy, they manipulated them, and then they left. That chosen one cried for a week, thinking they had ruined their blessing. But 3 months later, they found out that exact same person was a serial manipulator who had destroyed 3 other people that same year. By protecting their sterile room, they dodged a bullet. 6 months later, their true spouse arrived, and the spirit confirmed it before a single word was spoken. This is the power of the sterile room. But what exactly is the divine blueprint downloading into your spirit right now? What is the reward for all this isolation? It is found in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 7. The peace of God, which passes all understanding. Let us look at the original Greek. The phrase passes understanding is the Greek word huperecho. Huper means above or superior to. Echo means to hold or possess. This is not a peace that just passes by your logic. It is a peace that towers above your logic. It dominates your logic. Imagine standing in the dead center of a Category 5 hurricane. Houses are exploding. Trees are being ripped from the earth. The noise is deafening. But right where you are standing, you feel absolutely zero wind. Your logical brain is screaming at you to panic. Your circumstances dictate that you should be having a breakdown, but your spirit is completely still. Your logic cannot comprehend your calmness. That is hupereko peace. That is the blueprint. God is downloading a frequency of peace into your bloodline that will confuse your enemies and terrify your demons. You are breaking generational curses of anxiety right now, simply by holding the line in this sterile room. Chosen one, do not move. If you are lying down, stay perfectly still. If you are sitting, plant your feet. Place your right hand firmly over your heart. This is the center of your frequency. Mentally stand at attention right now, like a soldier receiving final orders. This is not a regular prayer. This is a divine sealing ceremony. I am not asking, I am declaring. Father, by the authority of the name above all names, I acknowledge the chosen one listening to my voice right now. You saw their tears. You saw the 3 a.m. wake-ups when the isolation felt like it would crush their chest. You saw the betrayals from the people they trusted most. You saw them holding on to their faith when absolutely nothing in their physical reality made sense. They did not quit. They retreated into the sterile room, and they are ready. Right now, I seal the 3-zone protocol over their mind and their mouth. I seal the theta frequency over their nervous system. I bind the pity caller. I bind the logical doubter. And I cancel every premature opportunity dispatched to distract them. You invisible intruders have no access to this frequency. The door is locked. The blood is on the doorpost. I declare that the Huperecho peace is activated in their chest right now. I declare that the generational wealth, the divine connections, and the undeniable favor are tracking them down in this season of silence. What the locust has eaten is being restored with aggressive, unexplainable interest. Chosen one, heaven is asking you a direct question. Will you guard this quarantine? Will you protect the blueprint? Will you stay silent until the masterpiece is finished? If your answer is yes, I need you to decree it into the spiritual atmosphere. Say yes out loud right now. Say, I am ready. Your yes is recorded in the courts of heaven. Your frequency is locked. You are commissioned. You are activated. Go now. Walk in the absolute authority of your silence. Let them wonder why you are smiling. In the mighty, matchless name of the Most High. Do not say Amen yet. Sit in this heavy, terrifying glory for exactly 60 seconds. Feel the shield locking into place.